Hey everyone, welcome to Jaraci Cup 16. This is going to be the first... Wait, what? I don't know what I'm saying. Yes, it is going to be the first games of Group A that we're casting here. And it's myself. It's always fun to cast myself versus Houston. I had some daft Wii ideas here, but let's open our info.txt first and see what the plan is. Actually, okay, you know what? We don't have time for that, because I'm already retiring my PC, so, you know, we should probably be watching that instead. Yeah, I picked Conef. Houston picked Conef, of course. I picked Conef because I wanted to play the Shallows and try the PC Retire Gambit, which is a terrible build. Don't ever do this, but I thought I would give it a try. Basically, the idea is that if I can get all three of these extractions out, I'll win the game using carrier power, but, the obvious danger here is going to be that my opponent, goes for some sort of rush and controls the midfield, and then I won't be able to get the artifacts out. And of course he will. I mean, it's Houston. He likes to play aggressive, especially on shallows. So this was a bad idea, but we'll see if it works for me. Yeah, the silly power strats indeed. You can see I've got no salvagers left. I used up all of my RUs on building base runners here. This used to be better in vanilla, I think, when you only needed CUs for the base runners, but still. I figured I had to try it, you know. Even though I knew it was not going to work, I had to try it. And you'll notice we have quite a lot of CUs in the bank. We're going to use these for blast drones. So now the idea is that maybe I can use the blast drones to kill off these sand skimmers and get my extracts out, but it's always going to be a bit tough here. If my opponent had gone ref mode first, maybe this would have a better chance. Yeah. Silliness, that's what it is. You know, it might be. I was thinking about that during the game. You can actually see I'm building a salvager now, but I think getting the carrier power out of the 3 base runners would be enough, and having more blast drones is probably better than having the power 1, so I'm not sure though. I haven't done this very much, obviously. You should ask someone like Catharsis, who's got a bit more experience with it. And you can see I'm thinking, okay, maybe my opponent left his skims over in the midfield and I can go blow up his eco, but Houston is playing this really well. He's got the 2 skims back for defense, so I can't just blow up all of his salvagers. Really, really good to see that. It looks like I'll still get these guys, most of them, but that kind of doesn't matter. Like, he kept the salvagers alive, and that's really crucial for him. Yeah, and the obvious problem here is that, although I do have the extractions picked up, I have to now defend them with the carrier, which means that as I get some extractions out, I'm not going to be able to be up here blowing stuff up, which is what I want to do. But you know, blast drones do what they can to try to defend the extracts on their own. Also, I do have the salvager, which is just doing nothing in the midfield, I guess. I should probably move him. Nonsense, nonsense. That is peak gameplay right there, alright? Peak gameplay. And notice I'm not building another blast drone because I actually need the money for the det pack here to open the wreck, or else I'm kind of toast. Yeah, this is garbage. So I'd say the attack is totally run out of steam, right? Because I can't, you know. Yeah, different is definitely a word for this. I can't attack him because I'm tied down on the defense here of the base runners and of this new eco that I'm trying to set up, so this is really not going anywhere. Plus, he's actually got railguns set up too, which is perfect for this. And poor Houston, he must have thought I was actually mining on my main as well, but no, there's nothing there. Oh boy. Yeah, but he comes through to sweep the eco, but there's actually nothing. I think in chat he said something funny at this point, but again, DOK replays don't preserve the chat, which is very sad. Hey! Kushan Master, alright, I like that. Yeah, that was my thought too. I mean, perhaps if he had gone for, like, ref mode instead, but... And that's why I picked the Shallows too. I mean, not only this map is pretty good for the extraction, but I figured that Houston would go eco here, but he was telling me after the game, yeah, I usually go aggro on Shallows, which is true. I mean, I should have known that, so. A daft Wii idea. Now, Just Carrier was pointing out that there's actually a Gaussian missile launcher on this carrier. Yeah, right here. But the carrier doesn't use it. Instead, the missiles come out of, like, just somewhere over here for unknown reasons. Well, you can see I did manage to kill that railgun off. Houston is taking carrier power. That's what you want to do, for sure. And in fact, it would be really nice if you would power up the systems here, but just in general, you really want to have carrier power if that's your opponent's win condition. But he's also using railguns to try to fight me here, which is also very good, because these are going to do a huge amount of DPS, but he has to make sure to keep these alive. I heard an artifact explode over in the background there. You can see I have more carrier power than him, so technically this fight is actually doable, although it's going to be very close. It's just that the railgun's popping. Oh, he's getting carrier blocked. That's really not good. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you want to get the PC away from the carrier fight for obvious reasons, right? Sandskimmer's even trying to get involved, although again they're being carrier blocked here, but you know. If you would move these guys here and then hold ground, I really cannot afford to be shooting them, so it doesn't matter that they're bunched together and you can just, you know, do a lot of damage like that. Yeah, this actually gets pretty close, I'm surprised. But it's never gonna work. Houston knew what was coming soon enough, he had railguns prepped, so... In fact, look at this, it's gonna be a Sandskimmer with the kill, wow. Nice shot, whoever's controlling this thing. And Houston will indeed take game 1 due to my nonsense, but I had to try it, you understand. I had to try it. Oh, oops, I didn't load game 2 in yet. Oh my gosh, I thought for a moment I wasn't recording there. Wouldn't have been a huge problem, I just have to download the VOD, but it'd be annoying. Okay. So, game 2, here we are on Firebase Grill. And I'll show you this, he picked Conf again, of course, but I took Soban for this game. And this was his map pick. Why Soban? I don't really know. I just kind of wanted to mix things up a little bit. And it's going to be some LAV spam, apparently. You can see me teching that already. Base runner is going to retire. Would have been nice to throw out a targeting jammer, because it is free, but, you know, whatever. I don't use a probe in this case, because I'm going to be out in the middle of the field with the LAVs, so I don't think that I need it. And for Houston, we do a Sandskimmer Fed started already. Stuff is moving out into the midfield. He's got the blast drones on the way, so you can tell what he's going to do. He's going to go for the blast drone factory here. Fire Bass, yeah. You know, I almost forgot about that. Good memories, man. Good memories. You'll notice I only have 1 on RUs here. I'm gonna get carrier production upgrade, but other than that, don't need many RUs at the beginning, so I'm gonna actually try to go mine off of my 2 base here instead. And when my opponent shows up, I'm probably gonna have to yield this position, but at least, you know, I gave it a try. If he was going for ref mode instead, then I would be able to have some more CU income. I always like playing this way. Hey, it's Frog. But yeah, now I'm gonna see the bit, and I see the blast drone in tow as well, so I kind of know what's up here. And this is always a bit stressful, but fortunately I did kind of the right build for this, quote-unquote. But it's still gonna be, you know, a little bit dangerous for both players, it's easy to say. Houston has a bit of high ground there, so I don't really want to fight him unless I can outrange him with the LAVs. And this guy took a lot of damage too, which is kind of... makes me a little bit nervous. We had production upgrade on the way, but I do need to get another logistics module out. Here comes the smoke. Oh, but the PD doesn't make it in. I mean, that's really scary. I think that Houston wanted to put the smoke on a little bit later, because you could see the BD was like almost on the LAVs, but just not quite. I'm gonna actually trade against him pretty aggressively here. I think that's a mistake, because I'm pretty sure he won that trade. Yeah, 2-3, he lost the one blast drone. But I'm really trying to push to kill this base runner, because I don't want any more blast drones to come out. You can see, not gonna get it here. ALMs are good though, oh my gosh. And now that carry production upgrade is done, I feel like I'm in a pretty good spot, because now I can outproduce the sand skimmers. Still need to be careful about the BD, but I think if I were Houston, I'd be trying to either get a second PC to continue the rush, or I'd be backing away. I don't know what he's going for just yet. No, it looks like that's a salvager he's building. So maybe he's got thoughts to going to tech here, but I think you really need, I mean, maybe you can get away with the soul chips, but I'm Saban, so it's a little hard to rush. You really need more production here, you don't need more tech. By the way, the 2 RU miners actually left the main, because I don't need RUs again, so I'm actually going to try to get these guys mining on that. Oh my gosh. Okay. That didn't turn out to be as bad as I expected. Wow, Houston is making this fight look really good, actually. He's almost winning this, but I think that because I have the defender's advantage and the double production line, I'll still win the fight. That was really scary, though, with the BD. Hey, it's Master Chief. And yes, Apex, he did miss the blast drone gambit, sadly, but... You know, there's not too much to talk about there. I mean, I think you saw it live, so you probably saw more than you wanted to already. And yeah, this is just a fight that I win eventually, because it's, you know, double production line against 1, so I don't really worry about this too much. Houston's making his 2 PC now, so he will get that eventually. But it takes a while, you know. And in the meantime, you expect me to basically just get full control over the field. And because I have the control of the field, this is a good time to expand. You know, I've pushed my opponent away from me, so now it's time to get up on the 2 base. I'll probably keep making LAVs on that second queue, but yeah, I want to get set up onto my 2 base here as fast as I can. And Houston could tech ref mode here as well. It's always an important thing to remember when you're facing the Conef, or Galzian as it may be. He can go ref mode and then be on 3 base, so as you're shadowing him, you really have to make sure you're either expanding while you attack, or you're fully committing to, like, kill him right now, which is dangerous, but sometimes you can get away with it. Because if you just let him do his thing, he might really mess you up by just going to 3 base. Oh, the smoke cooldown was like half a second earlier. That's very unfortunate. Should have kept this guy behind the hill as he was leaving, but mistakes were made. We don't have ref mode though, so it looks like Houston wants to continue the attack. Now he's got assault railgun fabrication actually, so that's what I would like to see him building here instead. If you check the resources, he's gonna start floating RUs eventually because he does have the 2 miners there. So it'd be nice to just use them. I mean, he can get upgrades with the RUs as well, I suppose, but having the assault railguns will let him fight the LAVs. It makes it an unequal fight. It's a fight that I just can't really take. I have to get a tech to fight that. And I'm on 2 base now, so the pressure is on Houston, right? This, by the way, is why I love to expand while I'm attacking. Because your opponent is both on defense mode and on attack mode. He knows that if he just waits, he's gonna lose by eco, but... You know, he's the one who's defending, so it really puts your opponent in kind of an impossible situation. AR is very nice. Agreed. That's the true facts about the matter. And you can see I'm trying to get more RU production or income here. I'm getting Assault Pack, but after that I'll probably want to tech something rather than upgrading the LAVs further. Fighter and gunship is actually a choice, but probably here I would just go for railguns. But we'll see what I end up going for. I actually don't remember. I think it's fighter and gunship, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, you can see the numbers just don't add up here. Not really much more to say about it. Like, Houston is in range that whole time, but he just can't outdo the damage of the LAVs. But here come the assault railguns finally. Except I think he's kind of moving into a bad terrain for himself. That being said, there is a blast drone here, which makes things tricky. The problem is just that the assault railgun wants to abuse the range advantage that it has, and obviously this is terrain that makes it easy to get up on top of him. But if I do, the idea is that the blast drone comes out and blows all of my guys up, so I can see what he's going for here, but... By the way, it is indeed fighter and gunship fab. Yeah, this seems like a wrong terrain for Houston, though. I think he wants to be out here, where the skims are. But to be fair, he's getting there now, so that's good for him. And you can see what a difference just having those two ARs has made. Oh my gosh, okay, blast drone's not gonna make it in. But again, you don't want to be doing this, right? You don't want to trade with the skims because you have the ARs. That's what's gonna win you this fight. So it's a little unfortunate to see him trading with the skims while the ARs are not in tow. And now that the blast drone is gone, there's really nothing stopping me from getting up on top of this hill, so the ARs will fall almost immediately. Like I said, very good terrain for me getting up on top of them. And I'm running, but I actually am winning the fight as he chases me away, so that's like perfect for me. Fighter and gunship is done, so here's the first gunship on the queue. Obviously it'll be a gunship, tons of skims on the field here, and 2PC is still up in the front line, so it makes it a little hard to fight my opponent using, makes it a little hard to fight my opponent using strike fighters. The double PC will kill the strike fighters pretty fast. Fun shit for one of us, but not for the other one. And the key to really good gunship plays is to make sure that you're using the gunship at the same time as the ground army is attacking, right? Because if it's just the gunship, Houston knows what to do. He'll split up the sand skimmers, you know, make them all one on their own, right? And then the gunship will be less effective. But if I'm attacking while he's being attacked by the LAVs, it's just impossible for him to micro them that way, you know? There's just no way for him to do it. In this case, I'm actually focusing down the AR, which has spawned here. I think that's kind of a mistake, because the LAVs will kill it really fast. I want to just be focusing the skins here. Oh my gosh, am I like all in on this PC? Oh. I should really know better. that's not the play, but it looks like I did get it, so I mean, at least there's that. And the gunship's docked without really doing much damage. Oh gosh. I'm making gunships look pretty bad here. Well, that's just me with air. You know it's never a good deal. I did kill one PC, which is nice, but Houston will just rebuild that, and I lost a lot of pressure on the map for it by losing on these LAVs, so... That was really not the play. Do as I say, not as I do, you know? Yeah, you can see me just expanding up onto 3 base. It's always nice to do. Houston actually got ref mode himself, so it's like he wants to expand. Uh-oh, I don't know where these guys are going. You have to be aware, as the defending player in this case, right, when your opponent has air, you can't move your skims out like this, because once you do, the gunships will just eat them alive. Oh, and look how bunched up they are. Oh gosh, okay, so to his credit, he's trying to split them as best he can, but this group of 5 is still gonna get wrecked. Ugh. Now that makes gunships look really good. Houston thinks they're so good, in fact, he's just gonna surrender right there. He's right, you know, I mean, I'm aware that my opponent does not have much army, so the next thing I do is I bring all these LAVs over and just kill everything on the main, so... Yeah, that was not it. When your opponent has gunships, your skimmer blob is no longer free to move anywhere that they don't have air cover, and that's pretty rough, but that's just how it is. Anyway, series is gonna go 1-1, obviously, because I played some trash in the first game. But I think Houston would be pretty happy about this. We'll move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.